You could be hitting the gym 5 days a week, eating clean, getting your 8 hours of sleep. But if you're missing what I'm about to share with you, you're fighting a losing battle. Here's the brutal truth that no one's telling you. The average man loses 50% of his strength and 70% of his sexual drive between ages 45 and 65, and it has almost nothing to do with getting older. You've been told it's just part of aging, that it's your testosterone naturally declining, that you should just accept it and move on. But what if I told you that thousands of men are reversing this decline right now, not with expensive hormone treatments or dangerous steroids, but with 3 simple nutrients that your body stopped producing efficiently after you turned 40? You see, your body right now is like a high-performance engine running on contaminated fuel. It doesn't matter how much you exercise or how well you eat if your cells can't actually use what you're giving them. And here's what's really happening. There's a hidden deficiency that's literally suffocating your muscle cells and shutting down your hormone production from the inside out. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal the 2 critical minerals and 1 forgotten vitamin that can restore your strength and reignite your drive in as little as 30 days. But more importantly, I'm going to expose the 3 common mistakes that are making your situation worse every single day. As we cross that 45-year threshold, our bodies undergo a metabolic shift that most doctors completely miss. What worked for us in our 30s, the workouts, the diet plans, even the supplements, suddenly stops delivering results. You might have noticed it yourself. One day you're bench pressing your usual weight, and the next month you're struggling with weights you used to warm up with. Or maybe you've noticed that spark with your partner isn't what it used to be, and you're wondering if this is just your new normal.
Well, I'm here to tell you it absolutely doesn't have to be. The decline you're experiencing isn't inevitable, it's reversible. And it all starts with understanding what's really happening inside your body at the cellular level. Let me tell you about Robert, a 52-year-old construction foreman who came to see me last year. This was a man who'd been naturally strong his entire life, never needed a gym membership because his job kept him fit. But over the course of just 18 months, he went from being able to carry 100-pound bags of cement to struggling with a case of water bottles. His wife noticed changes too, not just in the bedroom, but in his entire demeanor. He was exhausted by 6 p.m., irritable, and had completely lost his edge. Robert's story isn't unique. In fact, it's becoming an epidemic among men over 45. The medical establishment wants you to believe this is just your testosterone dropping. And sure, testosterone does decline about 1 to 2% per year after 30. But here's what they're not telling you. Testosterone is just the tip of the iceberg. The real problem is that your body's ability to actually use testosterone and build muscle tissue is being systematically destroyed by a perfect storm of nutritional deficiencies and metabolic changes that nobody's addressing. You've been told to just eat more protein, lift heavier weights, maybe try some testosterone boosters from the health food store. But think about it. If it were that simple, why are millions of men still struggling? Why are gym parking lots full of middle-aged guys working their hearts out with minimal results? The answer is because everyone's treating the symptoms, not the cause. Your muscles aren't just getting weaker because you're older. They're literally being starved of the key nutrients they need to maintain themselves. Every single day, your muscle cells are trying to rebuild and repair, but they can't access the building blocks they need to do so. It's like trying to build a house when the delivery truck with your materials gets lost on the way to the job site.
The construction crew is there, ready to work, but nothing's getting built. And as for your libido, forget everything you've heard about it being all in your head or just accepting it as part of getting older. Your sexual health is directly tied to your cellular energy production. When your cells can't produce energy efficiently, guess what gets shut down first? That's right, any function your body doesn't consider essential for immediate survival. And unfortunately, your body doesn't consider your sex drive essential when it's in survival mode. Here's where things get interesting, and honestly a bit infuriating when you realize how simple the solution actually is.
A groundbreaking study from the University of Sheffield followed 3,400 men aged 45 to 70 for 5 years. What they discovered shocked even the researchers. The men who maintained their strength and sexual vitality weren't the ones with the highest testosterone levels. They were the ones with optimal levels of 3 specific micronutrients that directly impact how your body produces and uses hormones. The hidden truth is this: after age 40, your stomach acid production drops by up to 40%. This means you're not absorbing minerals properly, even if you're eating all the right foods. Your small intestine, where most nutrient absorption happens, also becomes less efficient. But here's the kicker: certain minerals and vitamins require very specific conditions to be absorbed, and without adequate stomach acid and digestive enzymes, they simply pass right through you. This creates a vicious cycle. Low mineral levels mean less testosterone production. Less testosterone means less muscle protein synthesis.
Less muscle means lower metabolism. Lower metabolism means more fat storage. More fat storage means more estrogen production. Yes, men produce estrogen too, especially from belly fat. More estrogen means even less testosterone. You see where this is going? You're trapped in a downward spiral that no amount of exercise alone can fix. But it gets worse. Your mitochondria, the power plants in your cells, require specific nutrients to produce ATP, your body's energy currency. When these nutrients are missing, your mitochondria literally start shutting down. This is why you feel exhausted even after a full night's sleep. This is why your workouts feel 10 times harder than they used to. This is why your recovery takes days instead of hours. The medical community knows this, but instead of addressing the root cause, they want to put you on testosterone replacement therapy, which costs thousands of dollars a year and comes with a laundry list of side effects. Or they'll tell you it's just stress and prescribe antidepressants, which can make the libido problem even worse. What they won't tell you is that 3 simple, inexpensive nutrients can restart your body's natural production systems and reverse years of decline. The first critical nutrient you need is zinc. But not just any zinc, you need zinc picolinate, taken at a very specific time. Your body loses zinc every single day through sweat, urine, and even ejaculation. In fact, men lose significantly more zinc than women, and after 45, your ability to absorb zinc from food drops dramatically. Here's what most people don't know. Zinc is directly responsible for testosterone production in your Leydig cells.
Without adequate zinc, your body literally cannot produce testosterone, no matter how healthy you are otherwise. You need 30 milligrams of zinc picolinate, taken on an empty stomach, right before bed. Why before bed? Because your body produces most of its testosterone while you sleep, specifically between 3 a.m. and 7 a.m. By taking zinc before bed, you're giving your body the raw materials it needs exactly when it needs them. But here's the critical part. You must take it with 500 milligrams of vitamin C. The vitamin C prevents the zinc from binding with phytates in your stomach and dramatically improves absorption. Let me tell you about James, a 58-year-old accountant who'd been struggling with both strength loss and complete lack of morning erections for 3 years. His doctor checked his testosterone, said it was normal for his age, and sent him home. James started taking zinc picolinate before bed, and within 2 weeks, he noticed morning erections returning. Within 6 weeks, he added 20 pounds to his bench press. His wife thought he was secretly taking Viagra. He wasn't. His body just finally had what it needed to produce its own hormones again. The second crucial nutrient is magnesium glycinate, and this one's a game changer for muscle function. You see, magnesium is involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions in your body, including protein synthesis and muscle contraction. But here's what nobody tells you. The form of magnesium matters enormously. Magnesium oxide, the cheap stuff you'll find at most stores, has only about 4% absorption. Magnesium glycinate, on the other hand, has up to 80% absorption and doesn't cause digestive issues. You need 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate split into 2 doses, 200 milligrams with breakfast and 200 milligrams with dinner. This mineral literally determines how well your muscles can contract and relax. Without enough magnesium,
Your muscles stay partially contracted, which is why you feel stiff and weak. It's also why you're getting those painful cramps at night. Magnesium is also crucial for converting vitamin D into its active form, which directly impacts testosterone production. The third and most overlooked nutrient is vitamin D3 combined with K2. Now, you might be thinking, I get plenty of sun, but here's the reality. After 45, your skin produces 75% less vitamin D from sun exposure than it did when you were younger. And unless you're eating pounds of wild-caught salmon every day, you're not getting enough from food. Vitamin D is actually a hormone precursor, and it directly influences testosterone production, muscle protein synthesis, and even your mood and energy levels. You need 5,000 IUs of vitamin D3 daily, but here's the crucial part everyone misses. You must take it with 100 micrograms of vitamin K2. Without K2, the vitamin D can actually cause calcium to deposit in your arteries instead of your bones and muscles. This is why some men take vitamin D and feel worse. They're creating cardiovascular problems without knowing it. Take this combination with your fattiest meal of the day, usually lunch or dinner, because both vitamins are fat-soluble and need dietary fat for absorption. Within 30 days of implementing this protocol, most men report significant improvements in strength, energy, and libido. But the real magic happens around the 90-day mark. That's when your body's hormone production has fully optimized. Your muscle cells have been replenished with minerals, and your mitochondria are firing on all cylinders again. You'll find yourself naturally waking up with energy, crushing workouts you couldn't have imagined doing 3 months earlier. And yes, feeling that drive and confidence you thought was gone forever. Now, let me tell you about the 3 critical mistakes that will completely sabotage your results, even if you're taking all the right nutrients. These are the things that well-meaning men do every day that are literally destroying their hormone production and muscle maintenance. First, stop taking calcium supplements. I know this sounds counterintuitive, especially if you're worried about bone density, but here's the truth. Isolated calcium supplements are one of the worst things a man over 45 can take. They interfere with zinc and magnesium absorption, they can cause cardiovascular calcification, and they actually make your bones more brittle, not stronger. Your bones need magnesium, vitamin D, K2, and dozens of other minerals to stay strong, not just calcium. Get your calcium from food: dairy, leafy greens, sardines, never from supplements. Second, stop eating soy products thinking they're a healthy protein alternative. Soy contains phytoestrogens that directly compete with testosterone in your body. I had a patient, Michael, 49 years old, who was drinking soy protein shakes every morning thinking he was being healthy. His testosterone was lower than most 80-year-olds. Within 6 weeks of eliminating soy and switching to whey protein, his levels increased by 40%. This includes soy protein powder, soy milk, tofu, and especially soybean oil, which is hidden in almost every processed food. Read your labels carefully. Third, and this is where most people go wrong, stop doing chronic cardio. I'm talking about those long, grinding sessions on the treadmill or bike that leave you exhausted. After 45 minutes of steady-state cardio, your cortisol levels skyrocket and your testosterone plummets. Cortisol is testosterone's enemy. When one goes up, the other goes down.
Instead, do high-intensity interval training for 20 minutes 3 times a week, short bursts of intense effort followed by recovery. This actually boosts testosterone and growth hormone while improving cardiovascular health more effectively than hours of jogging. Here's another mistake I see constantly: taking all your supplements at once with breakfast. Your body can only absorb so much at one time, and many nutrients compete for the same absorption pathways. When you dump everything in at once, you're creating expensive urine, not health benefits. Space them out: zinc at night, magnesium split between morning and evening, vitamin D with your fattiest meal. Timing is everything when it comes to supplementation.
Let's recap what we've covered, because this information can literally change the trajectory of your next 20 years. Your strength and libido decline isn't just aging, it's a correctable deficiency state. Your body needs zinc picolinate before bed, magnesium glycinate twice daily, and vitamin D3 with K2 with a fatty meal. Avoid calcium supplements, eliminate soy, and replace chronic cardio with short, intense interval training. Here's my bonus tip that can accelerate your results by up to 50%. Add a tablespoon of raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar to a glass of water and drink it 15 minutes before your biggest meal of the day. This increases your stomach acid production, improving mineral absorption dramatically. It also helps regulate blood sugar, which indirectly supports healthy testosterone levels. Just make sure to use a straw to protect your tooth enamel and never drink it straight, always dilute it. Remember Robert, the construction foreman I mentioned at the beginning? 6 months after starting this protocol,
He's back to his full strength at work. But more importantly, he told me something his wife said. I got my husband back. That's not just about physical strength or bedroom performance. It's about vitality, confidence, and feeling like yourself again. The truth is, you don't have to accept decline as inevitable. Your body is incredibly resilient and responsive when you give it what it actually needs. Not what some 25-year-old fitness influencer says you need, not what the pharmaceutical companies want to sell you, but what your cells are literally crying out for. So here's my question for you. Which of these deficiencies resonated most with your experience? Are you the guy who's been grinding away at the gym with no results? Or maybe you've been told your testosterone is normal for your age, well, feeling anything but normal. Drop a comment below and let me know what you're struggling with most. And if you want to learn about the hidden connection between your gut bacteria and testosterone production, something that affects 80% of men over 45 and nobody's talking about, make sure you hit that subscribe button because that's exactly what I'm covering in the next video. You're going to discover why probiotics might be making your situation worse and what to do instead. Trust me, this information will shock you. Until then, remember, your best years aren't behind you. They're waiting for you to unlock them.